So this port welder, which is what I believe you're going to use it for, we have a rise and fall attachment, gas-cooled torch. We have our own tooling installed. That's not going to ship with the machine, but you have the adjustable height on the tooling arm, the bolted pattern, and a slotted tooling plate. The controls are up here in this adjustable arm. I'm going to go to the controls and hit the home button. And this is your main level menu. And there's a operator's manual that explains the functions. There's a run screen, weld speed, weld length. You can purge, you can inch wire. This is all set up. This user login, normally you won't go in here, so I just wanted to show you that there's no reason to go in here right now. That's more of a maintenance function here at the factory. There's manual controls where you do some of your settings. There is a home position that you can adjust somewhat. Right now we're assuming you're doing the ports, so the torch is on the high spot, and there's a high, low for your saddle geometry on the hydraulic cylinder ports. I believe that's what the use is on here. Here's the adjustment for your rise and fall, in case you're not familiar with these machines. There's an offset eccentric here that you can adjust with this little knob. Right now it's set for about 1/16 of an inch. And if you look at the gap on this side, that's your offset for your difference between your high-low spot. And so if you don't have any high-low spot, you adjust this so that this gap goes away. This is your scale, these etched lines here, that shows you what the offset is. And it works through a 2-to-1 gear ratio. That's how you get your high spot, low spot, high spot, low spot. And that's how your saddle works. The raising and lowering of your whole machine spindle is on an air cylinder in this hand valve. So I have temporary tooling made just for demonstration purposes.
Okay.
All right, we're just picking up after a battery went dead. So we have a test piece in here, just something that we make up in our shop. There are a few timers, like pre-flow timers. I'm going to put values in. These are in milliseconds. You can put something in for the crater fill, although normally we don't use much. Post-flow, we put a small value, again, in milliseconds. I'll put a little bit bigger value in. And this just shows you, Jesus, if you touch this screen element, that's what brings up the keypad. So there's nothing special about those settings. I just put those in. You'll have to determine yours experimentally. Going back to the control screen, those are just some manual functions. I think I've covered that once already. So I'm going to go to the run screen, and I'm going to switch to the auto mode. And if you notice, when I switch from manual to auto, before I go to auto, it says, the screen here says all home. If this said homing required, you'd have to press this button and your spindle's going to jiggle a little bit. It's just sometimes when you start up from a power down, it wants to know where the home position is up in the head. I don't know if you ever had this machine or these type of machines on this machine. The controls have been updated, and there is a manual that shows that your operation functions. It's got some owner's information. Also, when you get the machine, in the back of the machine control, there's going to be a small jump drive or thumb drive, and that's going to have all your schematics and drawings and all the documentation that you need for maintenance, troubleshooting, and stuff like that. It'll be in a little vinyl transparent bag in the back of your machine control on the door. So I have the welder turned on. I could turn the welder off and run without it, but I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to purge some gas by hitting the purge button. I have a weld speed and a weld length programmed in. I'm going to go back and look at my weld settings, put those in, and under controls I have weld speed of 15. And I'm looking for my wire speed. I don't see my wire speed yet.
Controls. Bottom left.
My wire speed is at 20%. I'm going to leave that because I did one weld with this already. Again, these aren't perfect parts, they're just for demonstration. So I'm going to go back to my run screen. Welder's turned on, and I'm going to go to auto, and I'm going to hit the start button. My camera guy's going to have to cover up a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to hit my manual valve. You can see we were close on the weld, and it is a little saddle weld. Again, if you didn't have any contour, if it was just a flat fit up, you'd set this scale to 0 up here, but I'm going to raise the head up. I can set the stroke of my head on the back of the machine. There's adjustments for the stroke up and down. Most people would put this operator table at maybe a lower level. This is a little bit tall to my liking. And we did have, for demonstration purposes, there's a flash curtain that goes right here on this arm. We had the flash curtain taken off just for demonstration.